Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't done a halves and a half not video in like a month, but because I've been really busy. But I did watch the finale last night and I did love it. Tyler Perry did a really good job. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, even though it started out slow in the beginning, but at the end it was really good. And I'm gonna get into it right now. First, we start out with at Catherine's house. Now, Catherine was there with Hannah. Hannah's still there with little Quincy. We didn't see him, but she said he was upstairs playing with something. I don't know. The bank man Lloyd came over and told Catherine that the DA Jennifer blocked the resend of the money back to Catherine them, so Wyatt won't get his hand on his money or whatever. So Catherine was mad at that, and he was like, another judge, the judge signed off on it, but since the DA put in a note in there that says anytime somebody try to get this money back to Wyatt, get his money back from Wyatt, to contact her. So they contact her or whatever, and like she put a stop to it basically. So she was mad about that, and she said she was going to handle it. So she went back in the kitchen with Hannah. Now she in there with Hannah acting on, I don't know, the way she usually acts. So Catherine say she has a car for Hannah. And Hannah was like, no, I don't want to take it. You know Hannah never want to take anything somebody tried to give her. So Hannah was like, no, I don't want to take the car. I don't want to take the car. Well, and then Catherine was like, well, I knew you wasn't going to take the car, so that's why I already got the title put into your name, and I already paid the gift tax on it for the end of the year anyway, so basically it's yours. So Hannah had no other choice but to take the car. But if I was Hannah, I know she don't like to take stuff, but I would have been like kind of leery to take a dead person's car. Like, I don't want to be driving around nobody's dead person car. Like, I know they didn't die in the car, but it still feels weird to just like drive around in a dead person's car. I've never drove around in it, but I just can imagine how it will feel. So Hannah takes the car and she leaves or whatever, and Catherine tried to get Hannah to come back to work. She was like, well, I was going to give you this car before you quit, so does that mean you still quit? And Hannah, to my surprise, she said yeah, she's still not coming back. So that was that was Catherine's attempt at trying to get Hannah back, and Hannah still wouldn't budge, which is understandable. Well, she should have quit the first place. Shouldn't have been working there, girl. Maid times, black people maids for white people, times are over for that. So next we get the scene at Candice's house. So you know, last episode, the DA signed off on the search warrant from the old white lady across the street, the nosy lady. She took the officers inside or whatever. So the DA signed off on the search warrant. So we see the police and everything arriving at Candice's house. Now Jeffrey keeps the cop Justin called Jeffrey to try to figure out why the police is at Candice's house, and he's trying to get him to talk or whatever, and Jeffrey keep playing like he doesn't know. And then Jeffrey keeps calling Candice. Candice won't answer the phone. She keeps sending him the voice, and I'm like, girl, you better answer the phone, because you might not have no phone to go back to by the end of this episode. But Candice kept sending him to the answer machine. So just the cop Justin, he was like, so is there anything I need to be looking for? Like what? And then Jeffrey finally broke down. Oh my God, I was so mad at this. I'm like, this is the police. It doesn't matter if you bone to him. He's still a police first. But Jeffrey broke down and told him, well, you need to search in the backyard. And if you find a set of keys, I need you to find them. And I'm sitting there like, Jeffrey, you ain't doing nothing but setting yourself up. Now this man sitting up here, I don't trust Justin the cop. I think I don't know. He's got a right to a police duty first, so that's why I don't trust him. Like Jeffrey telling him this, whatever, he might get the keys and turn them in if he find the keys, but because we never know if he find the keys or not, because they never come back to it until like the end of the episode, I think. So Jeffrey's in the hospital. He's up there confessing his undying love for Wyatt, and I'm like, boy, Wyatt probably is, because you remember back in like season 1 when Wyatt was asleep, Jeffrey got in the bed with Wyatt was playing like he was asleep and stuff. But later on in season 2, he confessed, or season 2 or 3, he confessed that he know Jeffrey was in his bed and he know Jeffrey was getting all this stuff. So I don't know if Wyatt really in a coma or whatever he in, because he not plugged up to nothing. Tyler still ain't got this man plugged up to nothing. But or if he just sleep, because that would look like he just laying down sleep. Jeffrey confessing his love to him, and like he was telling Wyatt that he was sorry that his mother got him raped. And Catherine was standing behind the door. Catherine said, "Your mother did what?" He was like, "Oh, hey Mrs. Squire, what are you talking about?" She was like, "Jeffrey, don't play with me. Your mother did what?" So he finally told Catherine what happened when Wyatt was in jail, when the man basically took his booty in jail, like bent him over the sink. Well, we don't really know that, but we're just improvising. Bent him all over the sink and just bust his booty hole open. And we're telling Wyatt how pretty his mouth was, so we guess Wyatt was down on his knees. We will find out, hopefully, if Wyatt tell us. Oh, I forgot, while he was in the hospital, he thought Candice was calling him back, so he was like, "Candice, what the hell are you?" And it was Melissa. So he was like, "Melissa, what the hell do you want?" And he was like, "Well, you know why I'm calling," which was Veronica was standing right there in the background. So she ended up taking the phone, trying to get Jeffrey to come back to the house. Jeffrey was like, "I'm not coming to the house. You have no more cards to play. You have no more cards to play." She was like, "What are you talking about?" He was like, "The police are having a search warrant at Candice's house. Don't try to play crazy." Which Veronica really didn't this time, but you know how evil she is, so people probably think she just be doing like everything, because that's just what it seems like. She's just up to anything, always sneaking, always scheming. That's what it seems like. Nothing is legit. Well, I don't want to use the word legit. Nothing is, what's the word I'm looking for? I'll come back to that. But nothing is what it seems with her. She always got something going on. No, nothing is genuine. That's the word I'm looking for. So Veronica's still up there trying to get him to come to the house, and he was like, "No." And then he told Veronica, "Go to hell, Veronica." And I just bust out laughing, because I'm like, "About time Jeffrey got some balls. About time Jeffrey got some balls." And she was mad as hell, because she know like that Jeffrey really is over her. Like, he already stabbed her a few episodes back. Like, she need to stop playing with that boy, because like Jeffrey gonna end up killing her one of these days. Let her keep playing. And then we get Ben and Candice back at the toy yard. This was like, I don't know, I guess it was just to show us that he's still ignoring her, because like she's still trying to talk to him. He's still basically walking around ignoring her. And we get Erica and David. Erica finally came out of her job, quote unquote, which she probably just was in there sitting there for hours, and she probably left and went somewhere else. And David went to pick her up, and he was actually on time. And she was like, "Let's go to a diner. Let's go to this soul food diner around the corner." So he get ready to crank up. She's like, "No, we're gonna walk." And she got ready to get out the car. He was like, hold on, let me get your door." So he got out to open her door, and she was like, "Got him." And I was like, "Yeah, child, you wrapping him around your little finger already." And it's only been what, 1 day, 2 days? I don't know how many days the Tyler Perry in, but I'm thinking it's 2. It got to be 2. So we get Erica and David back at the restaurant, and he keep bringing up Veronica. She was like, "That's strike 2. You don't bring up your ex," which is true. Never bring up your ex with a new person you're trying to date or dating, because it just makes it seems like you're not over them. And he basically told her that he still was in love with her, but it's just not gonna work, I guess, because how she evil and stuff. But he came out and tell her like exactly what Veronica did, or why they getting a divorce. And then he asked her how old she was. She was like, "You never asked a woman her age," which is true, but she's still young. I think he probably just asked her that because she's still young, and he don't want like no 20-year-old. Cause David, like, he in his 40s, late 40s, early 50s. Cause Jeffrey in what, his mid 20s. I think Jeffrey in his mid 20s, mid to late 20s or whatever. So I think that's why he asked her, because he wanted to see like if she was around Jeffrey age or whatever. So he asked her age, and she finally told him. Well, she just was like, never asked a woman her age, and then she was like, "Well, I'm 28." And then, well, she looked like she's 28. She probably ain't lying about that. Oh, I forgot to tell you, when he got back in the car, she was like, "I bet you want to know my name. My name is Erica." Now, she gave him her real name. Now, I don't know if Erica her real name, but in this story, it's her real name, but I don't know if that's her alias that her and Candice used. I don't know. But she gave him her real name. She told him her name was Erica. She didn't give him a last name though, which was smart. But the thing is with Erica, I don't know. I don't trust her. Even though she's claimed to be friends with Candice or whatever, but she still looks sneaky. Everything about her just looks, even when she's in the scene with Candice, like when Mitch was talking to Candice in the car, and she was just like looking over her shoulder and just like trying to hear what they were saying and stuff. It's like everything that she does on here seems calculating too, and she's like pretending to be Candice's friend that look like she's just gonna come back and do something to her. I don't know. I just don't trust Erica. I don't trust Erica. I don't. And then we get Catherine. She goes on over there to see Jim in prison. Jim still bloody. I'm like, Tyler Perry, why this man ain't bathed yet? Why he ain't took a shower yet? He's still in these same clothes. How is he still bloody? Like, they can't just have him sitting in the cell bloody. And where is Ward? Why Ward wasn't in the cell next to? I know Ward didn't get bonded out because Ward had kilos on him, $2 million on him. Where the hell is Ward at? Why Ward not in the holding cell? He hasn't been arraigned yet. Because this attack, according to you, this like the first day. And it was on like a weekend or something. That's why Jim was still in there. Like, what the hell is Ward? That's what I want to know. Because Ward wasn't in that prison either. I think it was just Jim standing up in there where everybody else went at. But Catherine went over there to see Jim. And she laid Jim out. Because she was like, he was like, what happened to Wyatt? Did Wyatt get raped in prison? Jim was like, how do you know that? He was like, I was handling it, Catherine. She was like, you still protecting that bitch. And he was like, I'm not protecting her, I'm protecting you. And then she was like, you were supposed to protect him when he was younger, when you was out there running around with your whores and you got him raped. And she was like, and now as an adult you got him raped again. And Catherine was like, she tells him she hoped he ride in hell and ride in jail or something like that. And then she walk on off, and then she hurry and go to her purse. And I'm like, what the hell Catherine about to pull out? But she pulled out her phone and she called Veronica. And she was like, Veronica, can you meet with the DA to come over to my house today or whatever? And she was like, no, I have a dinner party tonight. And she was like, oh, you got a dinner party and you didn't invite me? And she was like, it's just family. Jeffrey's getting engaged to Melissa, and we just wanted to keep it small and intimate, whatever. And she was like, well, you remember in jail when you said you was my lawyer? She was like, that just was a jailhouse agreement. She was like, no, you like one of the best lawyers out, so I need you to get Jennifer in my house so we can discuss Wyatt. So what the girl name is? Veronica was trying everything to get up out of it, but she finally agreed to it, and she was like, okay. And then when she hung up with Catherine or whatever, she called the DA Jennifer, and Jennifer agreed to come over there and to see what Catherine had to say, because she was basically told her, well, at least just try to give them half so Wyatt won't spend all the money with her. And she was like, okay, I'll just go over there to hear what she had to say, but if she threatening me again, I'm gonna lock her ass up, and she gonna do something to her, something like that. So after that happened, we see when Catherine called her, she was home or whatever. So after all that happened, after she called the DA, when she called the DA, she was in the car, speed down the street. So she get to the hood. Little old bougie Veronica was in the projects, y'all. She went up there, slapped the mess out of Quita. Quita just stood up there. I'm like, Quita, all that junk you talk to everybody, you scared of Veronica. I don't think I do put them hands on her. You smaller than her. You can move faster than her. Like, Veronica looked like she ain't even in shape like that. But she slapped Quita and told Quita, what did you do? I told you I was handling her. And Quita still like that. Man, I'm trying to find my brother. I'm like, girl, bye. Because Quita get on my nerves. But Veronica told her, if my plan get messed up, I'm going to come for you. And when she went out there and slapped Quita, all the rest of them people had them ran in the house. I guess they were like, child, I ain't got time to deal with Veronica. Veronica tried to walk back to her car, whatever. The people behind her started blowing. Boom! Veronica was like, shut up, bitch, or wait, bitch, or some shit like that, she said. I'm like, Veronica, girl, you in the hood. Now, if somebody would have pulled out a Glock and start capping your ass, pop, 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 you wouldn't have nothing to say. You don't be getting small with nobody in the hood and you call yourself being bougie. And I forgot what kind of car she had. I was trying to see what kind of car she had, but the scene went by too fast. So that was that. And next we get Benny. He back at the tow yard looking all sad and stuff. And Mitch walk in. And Mitch was telling him, he asked Mitch, he was like, I want you to tell me the truth. Did you plant drugs in Wyatt's car? Mitch was like, no, I ain't plant no drugs in Wyatt's car. So Benny was like, man, I knew she was lying. I knew Candice was lying. He was like, oh, Candice told you that? He was like, yeah, she told me that. He was like, well, he confessed. He was like, yeah, I did plan it. I planned it to protect her and protect you. Cause Ward said he was gonna kill you if Candice didn't have his money by the end of the day. So he basically told Mitch basically told Benny like the truth. So what Candice was telling him was the truth. Cause last week when Candice confessed everything, Benny was like, he didn't believe nothing. I'm like, that's the thing about a liar. When you are telling the truth, ain't nobody gonna believe you because they just so used to you lying that when you are telling the truth, like you trying to get them to believe you and they don't believe you. So Mitch confessed to him, and Mitch was like, man, how you ain't got no connect like that. Mitch was like, I'm a Malone. Benny was like, what that supposed to mean? what that supposed to mean? He was like, I'm Mitch Malone, and he showed him a picture of the man, or Mitch, and I guess his dad or somebody. He was like, oh no, I'm in the bed with the mob. Mitch them family, I knew they were gangsters and stuff, but I didn't know they was the mob. So Benny was like, man, Benny started telling him what Lloyd said about how they had to get the $2 million by tomorrow, or basically it ain't gonna be no tow yard or no houses. So Mitch was like, well, I get the money. He was like, no. And Mitch was like, yeah, you right, cause when it's the mob money, nobody will say you, your mama, your nephew, your sister, nobody that's related to you is safe. Nothing until they get their money back. So Benny goes over to the little cooler fridge or whatever and get like a bottle of champagne out of it. I'm like, that is so random. Like, y'all got sodas and waters and then a random champagne bottle in the back. I'm like, Tyler, boy, what the hell Benny doing with champagne at a tow yard? That don't even make no sense. But that was the end of that. So they just like toasted, talking about a new beginning or whatever, and they drunk the champagne. I don't drink it. Just looked like the regular old Walmart brand to me. But that was that. And then we finally get Oscar, aka Brandon. But if that's his real name too, because he got so many damn aliens, I don't even know if that's his real name. Now he gonna walk through like the what the thing called? The campaign's office. He was walking through the campaign's office all scared because he walking through, he heard some noises. So like white people, they go find the noise and stuff. Black people, we run away. They go walking towards the noise, trying to find, looking all out the window and stuff. So he walked back to the back of the office thing, getting ready to go through some door or whatever. Soon as he got through the door, bang! Candice just popped his ass. And then she started beating him. Where my money? And I'm like, whoop that trick, bitch. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick, bitch. Whoop that trick. I was like all hustling the floor. You just got knocked the fuck out, man. Like on Friday. And I was just like, Candice, yeah, because I've been waiting all season for Candice to get her revenge on Oscar. Now, I don't know why Tyler Perry waited till like the finale for her to finally catch up with him. But she would tear him up. I was like, Oscar, boy, you better have that money. You might not survive. Candice probably gonna torture his ass and have him locked up like she did Jim to get her money back. Make David get her damn money back. And then we get to Benny's house. Now he coming home all sad or whatever. Little Quincy there, he coming downstairs. Little Quincy, I took some acting lessons. Cause he way better this season than he was last season. Last season he was like, what do you want, Grandma? And now he was just like, he's getting better. He was like, hey, Uncle Benny, is this your house? It's really, really big. Can I stay here forever? And Benny was like, yeah, I'm thinking in my head, bitch, y'all might not be in here in the morning. You talking about staying here forever. So little Quincy, Hannah sent Quincy upstairs or whatever because she saw Benny look worried or whatever. So Benny tell Hannah like what happened, how Candice burst 2 houses and the tow yard and all that stuff. And Hannah was like, okay, I'll cook for us. And she just burst out singing. And she was like, I cooked us a good meal, and just burst out singing, and I'm like, I just started laughing because I'm like, oh, Hannah got a good little voice. Cause Hannah did have a nice voice, but it was just random because like his shows don't have the singing. Tyler Perry plays the only ones that have the singing. So we get to the final scene, the scene of the hour, and back at Catherine's house. Now Catherine had a DA over there and Veronica over there, and she was asking her for the money or whatever, and the DA was still saying no. And then she was like, why you won't give me the money? You slept with Jim or whatever? And she was like, no, I haven't slept with Jim. And then Veronica was like, well, you slept with David. Well, you tried to sleep with David, or David ain't all living, or something like that. And Jennifer like, no, he's not all living. He could stretch me wide open. And then she was like, aren't you getting a divorce? And then Veronica was just silent. It's like she didn't have any comeback. So she clocked her tea real quick. So Catherine, the DA was still refusing to give Catherine the money. And Catherine was like, why won't you just give me the money? And she was like, cause when I want to talk to Wyatt, when Wyatt wakes up, I want to talk to Wyatt and see how he feels about it. And Catherine was like, okay. And then she turned to Veronica. She was like, Veronica, you don't really know why you're here either, huh? She was like, you let my son get raped in prison. And Veronica was like, oh, no. What are you talking about? She was like, no. Don't try to pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about. And she was like, you're here for 2 reasons. And she said, number 1, you're one of the best attorneys in this country. You got murderers off, rapists off. You got like the worst or the worst off. She said, you're like a roach, always hiding and plotting in the dark. And she said, you're like a roach, you always hide and plotting in the dark. And Veronica just sitting there just like taking it all in. And she was like, but today, she said, you don't have any fear. That's why you're the best attorney. You know, you don't fear anything. You always have like another plan. She was like, but I'm going to make you fear something today. I'm going to show you who to fear, how to fear, and why to fear. Now the DA lady, she just sitting up there just like, what the hell is going on? Like, I would have been just like her, just eat my chips, just like them, watching what was going on. I'm trying to figure out what was going on, because she thought what she was doing. She was there sitting up there. And I would just been like that. And she was like, the number 2 reason you here, so you can witness a fury that is running through my veins. And I'm like, oh Lord, here we go. All these wolf tickets. First David, then Veronica, now Jim, and now Catherine. All these threats. Everybody on this show, that's all they do is give threats. So she turned to the DA Jennifer. She was like, I'm gonna ask you one more time for Wyatt's inheritance. Are you gonna give it to me? She said no. Catherine pulled out a Glock. I mean, she shot her by 10 times. Then she flipped back over the thing, and then like she turned to Veronica with the gun. Veronica said, I was scared. I said, no, bitch, don't get scared now. All that shit you done did in the past, currently, in the past and currently, don't get scared now. And then she turned to Veronica. She was like, now the other reason you're here, you're gonna get me off. And then she turned around, fixed her vase, and walked upstairs. Like, she just dipped over the dead body and just walked upstairs or whatever. And then she threw the gun on the couch or whatever before she went up. And Veronica's just sitting there all dumbfounded and shocked and scared and everything else. So that's how the scene ended. And that was the season finale of The Haves and the Have-Nots, season 4. Now, there's a few pointers that I want to make. In the real world, none of this evidence from this search warrant will be counted because Quita broke into Candice's house to get that evidence. that's illegal. She illegally broke into her house, which is a crime. To break into that's burglary. Break into somebody's house to get that evidence. So everything they got from that search warrant, from that picture for Quita, is fruit of the poisonous tree in law terms. So that means, like, since it started out illegally, all the evidence they found from that illegal trail can't be counted. So they mean they gotta go back and find new evidence to try to convict them or whatever. Now, I have a few questions. Where is Ward? Like, for real, where is Ward? 2, did the old lady across the street show the actual video and pictures to the cops or whatever? Because we never saw that. Because I don't think maybe Candice was smart enough to break into that lady's house and delete them and take the pictures and stuff and make it seem like she's crazy or whatever. So we never saw that. And what else? Would Candice get her money back? Because the only thing we saw her doing was whooping Oscar's ass. Like, how she's gonna get her money if Oscar dead? And will Oscar confess and tell him that David, the one who did it, to help him set Candice up? That Jim had nothing to do with it? Because you remember, Jim had nothing to do with this. David called himself doing it as a surprise and a favor for Jim, and Jim wasn't even appreciative when he done it. And why Jim haven't showered yet? Because I've never been to jail, knock on wood, but don't they have people take showers even if they are in the holding cell? Because Jim got beat up like 10 episodes ago and he's still bloody. I know all this stuff didn't happen in one day, because Candice had went to sleep and came back to get money from Lloyd and stuff like that. Was over the course of several days, and Lloyd was coming in there. So why is Jim still bloody? Okay guys, thanks for watching my channel, The Haves and the Have-Nots. I will do Queen Sugar. I may do Too Close to Home. You can follow my Instagram, Letha Beauty XO, my Twitter, Danny_Griffin, my Facebook, Miss Danielle Griffin, and I'm going to put all the links down below, and you can leave your comments about the season finale if you liked it, or if you like this video, what is your predictions for next episode, well, next season, and if your suggestions. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.